Madison's Alternative, 106.7 The Resistance. This week on the Disruptor series, I'm talking to Lovejoy. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. You guys are a relatively young band. You've only formed just a few years ago. How did you all come together?
I met Joe originally, Joe being the lead guitarist. I met him in a folk band. I was the bassist playing the double upright bass in this folk band in London. I didn't have like a proper double upright bass. I just played like an electric one. And I got to know him through that, and we basically shared a love of sort of more alternative indie rock music. So a couple years later, just after like finishing uni, when I was living in Brighton, Joe came down and we kicked off the band that way. And then we found Ash, the bassist, in a Smash Burger. It's a burger restaurant on the high street. He had a bass guitar on his back, and so I was like, "Hey, are you in a band? Do you want to be in one?" And then Mark, I found you on Fiverr, Mark, didn't I?
Yeah, good old days on Fiverr. Will hit me up through there, offered me to come down and just do session drums for the first EP. And then instead of paying me, said, "Do you want to just join the band instead?" So I said yes, and here we are.
So that really worked out for all of you. It just kind of came together, especially at a time when people weren't necessarily able to come together. You guys found each other.
Yeah, Joe actually, due to quarantine rules, actually had to sleep on my sofa. So he didn't leave my house after he came to come and write the original ones.
You guys had to become a pod and a band.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Wilbur, known as an internet personality even before the band started, would you consider that true?
Yeah, I'd say internet personality is pretty accurate.
Like highlights the band?
Yeah, I think the way I've always seen it is it's like we've done it a bit backwards. So most bands have to make good music to like have their audience come and listen to them. Ours was the other end. We got the audience, and now we have to make good music to prove to them that we're worthy of it, you know.
Now, your Instagram only has 11 posts, so where are fans most likely to find you guys on social media?
I don't know. We're not really big on posting on social media much, really. I'd say the best way to find us is just to listen to us, listen to our music, and see what it's saying for you. I mean, Twitter we post sometimes, and on our individual accounts we post. But yeah, I'd say if you want to get to know us, it's through the music for sure.
Do you guys have like an email list or anything for people who want to know when the next single or EP is coming out?
Absolutely. Yeah, we do on our website, which is linked in most of our bios.
You guys are about to head out on tour. You're going to be in Milwaukee on May 27th at the Riverside Theater. Are you guys looking forward to touring in the States?
Yeah. Yes.
Cannot wait. It's been a dream come true, honestly, seeing all these tours come through. It's going to be insane.
So you guys haven't had a chance to perform live for very long. Forming during the pandemic and everything, you guys kind of had to learn all your songs and in a studio more than on a stage. How has adapting to the live show been for you guys?
It's been kind of hard, mainly psychologically more than actually in the performance. And I feel like we've always really had a lot of fun performing together, but we always have a bit of a psychological problem with it. I find we're our own worst critics. And
have you created any pre-show rituals yet?
No, not yet. Normally it's just lots of pacing.
Yeah.
And worrying. That's what we do. We pace and we worry. And then we continue that after the show's over too. It's like a post-show ritual as well. We continue to pace and worry after it's finished.
You guys have a brand new song, Call Me What You Like. Is it really about your ex-girlfriend's mom's bedroom?
In its full entirety. Yeah, start to finish. No, it's about that little feeling where you don't know where you stand in a relationship, I guess.
Was there an inspiration for the song?
Yeah.
Real life experience?
Yeah, there was, yeah.
That's all of your songs come from real life experience?
Yeah, I like to write from the heart, write what you know, and no one knows my life like me, so I figured I'd be up to that job.
Would you ever write songs for someone else?
I don't know. I wouldn't rule it out, but it's not something I've ever really thought about.
You guys have done covers before, so you're not necessarily afraid of doing someone else's work, but would you ever release a song with a co-writer?
Oh, that's a bit of a different one, I think. Like for our covers, at least for we've done 2 privately owned Spiral Galaxy and by Crywank. I don't know if I can say his name on radio, but by an artist who I quite like, and Knee Deep at ATP by Los Campesinos. Both of those songs have a lot of meaning to me. I've been listening to them for many, many years, and I feel like, you know, they might not have the same meaning to me that they have for the artist, but they have a deep meaning in my life. So I've always found it quite easy to sing that. I don't know how well I do singing other people's lyrics that are written for me, though. That would be a different one, I think. So
you guys have released a couple EPs so far. Do you have another one on the way?
We have another one on the way. Yeah, later this year, hopefully. Hopefully. Okay. I have to keep saying that because it was supposed to come out last year and here we are. So
is your plan for releasing new music to continue doing EPs, or do you see releasing just singles in the future or maybe a full length?
We definitely have plans for an album down the line. Albums, plural. But right now, the pipeline is looking to be EPs for the future. We're still trying to find our sound, as you were saying. We started during COVID, so we never really got that natural in-pocket feeling that a lot of bands get while they're, you know, learning, getting to know each other on tour and stuff. We've kind of been thrown in at the deep end a bit. So finding our sound is very important, and EPs allow us it's quite non-conformist as well, I think. It makes us look quite different and cool, which is, you know, always a plus. But yeah, EPs for now till we find our sound, but definitely albums in the future.
Yeah, I like that, how, you know, as you guys are progressing, so each EP is kind of going to be a snapshot of that time in your lives instead of trying to be a snapshot of like an entire year or more than a year. This gives more of an opportunity for us to see you transition and form.
It also just cuts out the fat of an album, I find. I want our debut to be something special and big. And I feel like EPs, you really have to cut out the trash from an EP to leave you. Because obviously we've written like plenty of songs. We've easily got enough for a full album, maybe a couple of albums, but they're just not up to standard in our opinion. So EPs allow us to really hone in on what we think are the best examples of our sound right now.
Is that a difficult process for you guys? Like, do you guys ever disagree on what songs should be on there and which ones shouldn't?
A couple times, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I'm very good at killing my darlings, I think is the phrase, of just like chopping out the songs I don't like. But yeah, it does cause, you know, there's always that feeling of, oh god, I've got to go and tell the rest of the band that we should cut this one now and things, you know.
Do you have to like vote on it, or do you get final say?
We do a vote. Normally we haven't ever really disagreed on the final decision yet. A couple of songs Ash decided we should cut, and after he explained his reasoning, we were all like, yeah, I could see why. Sometimes we push back, but we're not normally too strongly opinionated when it comes to that kind of thing.
Going back to, you guys are still kind of learning each other and forming your own personalities within the band and within this cohesive project. Are there concerns about tour when you guys are going to be trapped in a van or a bus overseas for months?
What do you think, Mark? Go on.
Honestly, I think it would be quite a nice time just hang out with everyone. We've got quite a good crew with us. So like if we all get sick of each other, we can just go hang out with the other people at the end of the bus. I think the main concern for me is that there's no shower on board. Other than that, yeah, I think it's going to be a really good time getting to travel around like the world, essentially. It's going to be insane.
Do you have things in America that you're looking forward to specifically?
Burgers. I can't wait for the food.
Those you know they exist here, right? We've actually, you know, it took us a bit of time to invent the car, but we caught up and we have burgers now. So
they're just different over there. I don't know how to explain it. They're just
butter. It's the fat content.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
You'll have to let all the radio stations know on your tour that they should bring you burgers or bring you out for burgers before your show.
That is a good shout. We'll have to do that.
Like every state's going to have like their own, how they make them and their specialty.
I'm going to try them all.
It's a burger tour. Well, thank you guys so much for taking the time to talk to me today.
Thank you for having us. It's been great.
We're going to check out your new song, Call Me What You Like by Lovejoy right now on The Resistance.